Really? I would never have guessed.
Rude?
To absolutely no one's surprise, I wanted to do something a little weird for my next army. While not completely original, people have done it in the past, I felt like an all-Kerbane army would be a lot of fun, especially with the upcoming doubles tournament rules. When I say all-Kerbane, I mean Saruman, Grima, 15 Kerbane, and Hobo. I started with the trees. Using pipe cleaners and a method I saw first by encounter terrain, I made armatures for said trees. Only using what I had, I then covered them in polymer clay and sculpted on the bark. This was not really what I was looking for. The encounter method is great, but the addition of the clay was a poor choice on my part. I should have used something lighter, like maybe milliput, to sculpt in at this scale, but I'm happy to have learned it, and I'll keep this in mind for my future Ent project. Okay, new plan. We went over to Thingiverse, downloaded a couple of really good trees, and we're going to print those out instead. Yeah. I think that's going to look a lot better. Let's go. With the trees printed, I got them down to some bases and started adding some birds. These are owls and eagles I have files for, and I think they'll make great stand-ins for Kerbane. With these and the rest of the Kerbane, I'm doing my best to match the silhouette of the official models, some being slightly larger and maybe one or two a hair smaller. There are still a lot of bases to fill, so I picked up these bats, and as a bonus, I could probably use these as the bats in the Moria army I make in the future. Then I started thinking, do all birds need wings? No, I don't think they do. Using bits of shell and leftover foam, I made some hills to scurry down for our new rat bird friends. Then I thought I might cut some cork to help our slithering snake birds find their way. That was quickly followed by a new train of thought, where I used the same cork to build up a platform for our frog birds to get out of the water. And then that got me thinking, wouldn't Saruman want spies in the water as well? It is Wednesday, my dudes. The fish are painted, the frogs are painted. I need to pour the resin. I don't have any of the traditional things people build barriers with for resin. I do have blue tape. Thankfully, that blue tape was all I needed. So after reinforcing it with some hot glue, it cured with no leaks by morning. And finally, we needed one more gaggle of something. I happened to pick up these guys a couple months back from Goodwill, and I think they'd make perfect spider-bird friends. Alright, the Kerbane are done. Let's get serious. Let's get Saruman serious. Saruman serious is just about as serious as our previous video, so go back and check that out if you want to see Gandalf. Keeping in the theme, let's see if we can ruin another wizard. First off, his eyebrows got to go. We're making room for some big, circular glasses. Then his hand reaching out, longing for the corruption of industry. From now on, Saruman makes peace, not war. Oh yeah, and check out his new staff. So if Saruman's a hippie with a guitar, I think Grima should be something in the same vibe. Maybe even in the same band. Oh, this is so dumb. Oh man, somebody's gonna hate this. Oh shit. Okay. We're cooking. I'll run through the tournament rules real quick and then we'll get to the games. Portland Calls for Aid was a 3-round doubles tournament where you and your randomly assigned partner each had 500 points. The scenario each round was a modified Destroy the Supplies, in which you deployed up to 18 inches in and scored a single point per supply destroyed, per supply saved, and for each general killed. In addition, there were up to 8 tournament points you could score for side objectives, things like heroic combating into an ally or killing a hero before they had spent any might. Anyway, here are the matchups. Let's see how we did. Round 1 was Saruman and the Balrog into double Aragon, a matchup I was really not looking forward to. However, between the turn 1 lightning and the 12-inch move of the birds, we were able to stuff our opponents into their deployment long enough for the Balrog to take up a ton of space. With 1 wound left, my teammate held up the enemy heroes as I grabbed all the objectives. A 6-0 win. The second game followed a similar pattern. Saruman used Crebain for line of sight, and opened with what was probably the gnarliest lightning I've ever seen, taking out 8 Urums. Speaking of casualties, I think this is the game that saw the most Crebain deaths all day. Uglug scouts can hit really hard, to the point where they're auto-wounding Crebain sometimes. Thankfully, Aragon and Theoden carved their way up the board, and we found our way to another 6-0 win. The final round was a tough one. Lightning failed to wound the goblins, and the birds were heavily outnumbered. Crebain kept the Balrog fed, as the eagles did their best to thin the numbers. Saruman dumped magic in, and even our piercing cry was used more as a transfix for the Balrog than a way to push more combats. Our focus, allowing Lurtz to grab objectives and really put pressure on us to do the same. The ending saw an epic kaiju battle to decide the game. Thankfully, Gwahir won, and because of that, we won. A very close 4-3 game. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. Weird stuff like this makes me really happy, so I'll probably revisit it in the future. With Gandalf and Saruman down, which model would you like me to ruin next? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.